We've given you, as he said, so much information, and if it were me watching this, I would say, no way, that's too much money, which is kind of what I said.
Hello, I'm Ron.
I'm Rhonda, and we're Red Barn Books.
Welcome to our first episode of our videos that we do. We don't really have a title for them. Our weekly, hopefully weekly videos. Last week in the trailer, we talked about how we kind of got started doing this, and so we wanted to jump into a little more details this time. So those of you that are interested in getting started, like I said, our target group that we're kind of targeting is people that are looking for some part-time income. There's several sites out there you'll see where they're generating what would you say, six-figure income. That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to help people out that are retired, that want to do this part-time, that don't want it to be a full-time activity. So the way we got started was that I had some books I needed to sell, and so I signed up for the Amazon seller account. You go to seller.amazon.com and you can sign up for free, and you get a little app that runs on your phone that you can scan books with. You can look at some pricing and sales ranks and all these things, and they charge you $1 for every book that you sell. It's a really kind of a zero cost way of getting into this, especially if you have books that you own already that you're wanting to get rid of, to free up some space or to get this started. And that's how basically I started. It took a couple of months once I sent them to Amazon before we saw our first sale. In my case, a lot of the stuff I do is technical, computer books, project management books, those kinds of things. And so textbooks.
Business. Yeah,
business books. And so I was able to kind of list them a little higher price than you might some fiction books that you might have around. But anyway, what it did is it allowed me to generate some sales that then I could sign up for the professional account. The professional account, the Amazon Seller professional account, is $39 a month, $40 a month. And one of the things that you get with that is you get a lot more reporting, inventory stuff. So if you're going to want to do this more than just sell a few personal books, I recommend that you go ahead and sign, if you have the money to pay the $39 or $40 a month to start off with, to get started with it. If not, once you generate some income, some sales, Amazon will deduct the cost of that from the money that they pay you every 2 weeks. Then we needed to have something that we could do to take care of our bookkeeping and enter prices. So I signed up for Inventory Labs. It worked for us. There's like I said, there's a number of suppliers out there that provide different tools and applications. You'll just need to go out and look to see which ones suit you best. I'm not recommending one over the other. Inventory Lab just happened to be the one that I came across. I like it because it gives us profit and loss statements and things like that. I'm sure there's others that do. I did sign up for a 2-week free trial with another vendor. Had some issues with getting connected to Amazon, but the thing was I didn't have time to get that resolved before the 2 weeks is up and still get out and look and find books. So I basically kind of abandoned that, went back to Inventory Lab. Then we use an application from Asellertool. It's called Scoutly. I think it used to be FBA Sales, or I can't remember what it was, but it's been around for a long time, and they changed their name to Scoutly to kind of compete with some of the competition that's out there. And again, I don't recommend them over any others. It's just happened to be the one that I tried. There's plenty out there. There's one called Scout IQ, Scoutify. I think that's what I don't remember the name of all of them. You'll have to look them up. But we use Inventory Lab. Rhonda's the primary user of Inventory Lab, so I want her to talk to you about what we do with Inventory Lab.
What we do with Inventory Lab is just exactly what the name applies. It's just a place to keep our inventory. The way we set it up and the way we decided to do was we have our books in bins that I put about 30, depending on how the size of the books. And then I create a batch through inventory. And then that way we can keep it up. When we get a order in, I know exactly where to go. We'll go into that in more detail. But the basics, what I do with inventory is I keep and create batches of our books. So we always know what we've got. We always know how many. We always know where they are. And then it's also a bookkeeping tool, as we can put our costs, our expenses, our day-to-day cost of operation into this inventory labs as well. So we always have a running total. And let me tell you, it's very easy to use. If I'm going to do it, it's got to be easy. I'm not the computer guru that Ronnie is. So he finds all of these tools and then kind of gives me the basis, and off I went. And that's why Inventory Labs has worked so well for us. It's all I know, for one thing, but it's very, very user-friendly.
Yeah, with Inventory Labs, if you're going to send books to Amazon for FBA, you're going to need a Dymo printer of some kind, which that's another expense that you're going to have. Amazon will put labels on there for you, shipping the SKU labels, but they charge, I think it's 10 or 20 cents a book to do that. You can see how if you're just starting and you have the seller app, $1 and then 20 cents or so to put the label on there, and then you've got to ship the books to Amazon. It can get to where you don't really have any margin in there for any profit. So, but with Inventory Labs, it connects with interfaces with Amazon, and it knows what inventory you have at Amazon or have MFN. And
stop and explain the difference between FBA and MFN. We're going to assume you don't know.
Well, FBA stands for Fulfilled by Amazon, and what that means is that Amazon does all of the shipping and customer service to the end customer, to their customers.
You just ship your books to Amazon, and then they take care of it, and it's out of your hands.
Yeah, they store it in their warehouse. Now, they do charge storage fees, which month to month for the first year is fairly reasonable. Once the books have been there a year, though, it gets expensive. I think it was 50 cents a month, but they've recently this year changed that. It's going to go by the size of the book. It's still going to be 30 to 50 cents a book a month for long-term storage fees. Okay.
FBA.
So MFN.
MFN.
Or MFM, I think it is. It's MFN, right?
MFN.
Yeah. It's fulfilled by merchant. And what that means
Merchant
is
fulfilled.
Yeah, merchant fulfilled. And then what that means is we keep the books here in our office or our warehouse. We've got and then we do the shipping. And if there's any issues like with the shipping, and we're on the hook for the refunds and stuff. Amazon still handles most of the customer service. The customers will contact Amazon if they have trouble, and then they will, if there's a request, like a customer wants some clarification or a refund, they'll forward that message on to you, and you have 24 hours to work it out. But you're still working through Amazon. We don't contact Amazon's customers, our end customers, for really at all without going through Amazon. Then the next thing we do is we use a little phone app. I don't have my phone, but it's called Scoutly, that we use to scan books. And we go to thrift stores, we go to library book sales, we go to estate sales. We get people now that people have known that we're in this business, they come by and ask us to either donate books or they'll sell them to us at a really marginal price. We also have a couple of times we've worked out deals with bookstores here to let us scan some of their surplus books, and we've been able to pull some books out of that. So what we kind of want to get through this video is, what does it cost us? What would it reasonably cost you to get started?
It's not cheap.
right? Well, no, it's not inexpensive, but if you're wanting to do this seriously, then these are probably
There's a cost.
investments that you need to make.
Exactly.
The first thing, one of the things we did is you can do this as a sole proprietor or as an independent business, but at the same time, I think it's probably better to form some kind of legal entity. In our case, we have an LLC, and here in Oklahoma, the cost to start up an LLC is like $100, and we went through LegalZoom to do this. It's easy to work through them. Again, there's no recommendation, but if you don't have a lawyer, lawyers can get expensive to do this. I think the total cost with LegalZoom for us to do this was $380 to get set up. And
They do it all.
yeah, they take care of registering your name. They get you your employer ID, EIN number through the IRS, and they register you with the state, whatever state you're in. Then once you get your employer ID number or your EIN number from the IRS, you can open up a bank account. And so we have a separate bank account. We keep all of our business funds separate from our personal funds. And then the next thing we did is, the next cost we had is the cost of the Amazon Seller app. That is, like I said, $40 a month. And the good thing about that, though, is as you have sales come in, Amazon deducts that from the money that they pay you, proceeds that you get, and you don't really...
Don't miss it.
Yeah, you don't miss it, really. And then the next expense we have is the inventory labs, and it's $40 a month.
49.
$49 a month as well. Again, it's a good bookkeeping program. It's a subscription. It interfaces with Amazon to list your books. You can use it for pricing. It prints labels. It's a very handy,
Inclusive.
robust, very
Very
inclusive
inclusive.
tool. Then the Scoutly program, they have two things they can sell. They sell a basic version, which works on your phone, and it is $9 a month subscription. And what that does is, when you go scan a book, it retrieves the price, the current price, and the sales rank from Amazon, and we'll go into another video on each one of these in depth, but it displays the pricing information right there on your phone. So while you're standing there at the library sale, you can estimate whether or not that book is going to be profitable for you or not. Mm-hmm. And then you decide what you want to do, but it helps you make a decision. They also have a version that downloads the database to your phone, which works a lot faster than going to the internet, coming back. It also works, sometimes you go to these big thrift stores or big libraries and they don't have internet access everywhere. And so it's good to have the database on the phone. But it's $39 a month. It seems like $40 a month. So we have about $160 probably every month in subscription fees that we have. Not to mention, things we would have anyway, our internet access and our cell phones, things like that. So, you're going to probably be looking at $160 to $200 a month in reoccurring subscription type expenses as you get this business going. The setup cost for the LLC was a one-time thing for us, but there's reporting and things like that we have to worry about. I would recommend, if you're not really comfortable with doing your own bookkeeping and accounting, that maybe you hire someone to help you do that. We have family members that do that for us, and we also, I use TurboTax to do all of our taxes, and it works pretty well. So we mentioned a lot of products and things in here, but I'm hoping that this will give you some feel. I don't want to scare people off. If you have any questions about anything we've talked about or any specific details that you want to see, just leave us a comment down in the comments below. And if you liked what was in this video, hit the little like button. I think it's over there on that side of your screen, down there.
Somewhere.
If you want to subscribe, we'd appreciate the subscription. We want to get to 1,000 subscribers as fast as we can. And we also want to, if you've if you think this content was worthwhile, we'd like you to press the like button.
Oh, please like it.
Rhonda's got the addresses, the URLs for all of these things here on this page. We'll also post them in the
We'll
video
post
below.
them so you can really see it and understand what it
In the
is.
video below.
We've given you, as he said, so much information, and if it were me watching this, I would say, no way, that's too much money, which is kind of what I said to begin with. But really, after the initial cost, within the first couple of months, it's there. You don't miss it. You really don't, because it's taken out of what you make. So don't get scared off. There's so much technical to begin with, and it's very overwhelming.
Well, at first
It can be, but don't let it be. It's really not that bad. We're here, as Ron said. Leave us a message. We'll call you back. Ron or I will call you back, I promise. And we'll help you in any way we can.
Yeah.
Additional videos will go into much more detail. You'll see all of the screens and stuff that we work with, and our little finger scanners, which we were supposed to have and we both forgot. That happens when you get gray-headed and older. But we want to help you. We want you to see what we do and how much fun we have, and we're here to help in any way we can.
Yeah. So if you like what we did in this video, please press the like button. Again, if you want to get notifications when we do our next video, and hopefully we'll do one this weekend and every week, there's a little bell next to the subscribe button that you can press. And I believe you have to press it twice to get the notifications. And when we post a video, it'll send you an email that says there's a video here to look at. Again, if there's anything, if you have any questions or any comments, be sure and leave the comments or questions down below in the comment box. I'll post these URLs in the about box underneath the description box. And if there's, have a great day. And we're Red Barn Books.
Read on.
Thank you.